Good Friday afternoon, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to the I Love CVille Show. Thank you for joining us, guys, and an absolute glorious day to be alive here in Central Virginia. Of course, the show is live in Charlottesville, across the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille Network. And today we're going to spotlight the holiday event of the season in Central Virginia. It's the Winter Wander. We have Russ and Mark from Boar on the program. These gentlemen, stakeholders in bringing the best light show that Central Virginia has ever seen to our community, and we're super pumped to be chatting with these guys on the network. We thank Scott Wagner of Scott Wagner Integrated Medicine for being a part of the show. Dr. Wagner and his team at Scott Wagner Integrated Medicine absolutely have your back, and Ting Fiber Internet is the crazy fast internet behind the I Love CVille Network. Yes, we will talk some Bronco Mendenhall today on the program. We will get to that in a matter of moments on the show, but we're going to spend the first 30 minutes, guys, with two gentlemen that we should thank for bringing this event to the community. Judah Wickhauer is our director. If we can go to the studio camera, as Megan Freeman says, woohoo, on Russ Cronberg's Facebook page. We have Russ Cronberg and Mark White on set. Good afternoon, fellas. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. Russ, we will start with you. Introduce yourself to everybody that's watching the show.
Good afternoon. I'm Russ Cronberg. I'm the general manager at Boar's Head Resort.
Family man,
Yes,
husband,
sir.
couple
Yep.
of kids.
2 kids, a 10 and 8-year-old, both at Meriwether Lewis Elementary over in Ivy.
Very nice.
Love the area.
Passions, hobbies, and interests, Russ. What makes you tick?
Making people happy, right? I went into hospitality, and I love seeing people smile. And so, talking about Winter Wander makes me smile, and I love seeing the smiles that we've already brought to people's faces.
We'll talk Winter Wonder here, guys, in minutes. Before we do, Mark White on the show. This guy's a likable guy, football player. This gentleman, key in bringing the event to the community. Introduce yourself to everybody, Mark.
Good afternoon, Jerry. I'm Mark White, Director of Sales and Marketing at Boar's Head Resort. And like Russ, I'm a family man. I've got an 18-year-old daughter who's a senior at Miller, and excited to be here.
Winter Wonder, fellas, the holiday event of the season, the best light show that Central Virginia has ever seen at the Boar's Head Resort. Russ, the show is yours. How did we get this idea?
Yeah, hands down the best. And I don't say that just because it is ours. But so actually, I came from a resort in South Georgia, Callaway Gardens Resort, where we did a Christmas light show every year, and it was amazing and really just brought smiles to a lot of people throughout the United States that traveled in to see that show. And so when I started 5 years ago in the fall of 2016 and went through our first winter, that's when it first clicked that said, okay, we need to bring something to Charlottesville and to the resort that could compete in bringing those kinds of smiles and the type of happiness that I saw when I was at Callaway Gardens.
So give us the flip book, and Mark, jump in here. Like you've seen this executed. You want to bring it to Charlottesville.
Yep.
I would think there's a number of stages before it comes to ticket purchasing time. Give us the flip book of what happened.
Sure. Last December during COVID, we actually did an event for our members called the Santa Trail, and we had 250 cars just lining up in their cars to go around and see Santa. And I remember talking to Russ. We had such goodwill with our clients and our members that we have this beautiful lake right behind the resort that has these gorgeous hills. It just has this landscape built for a walking trail. And with Russ's background in the light shows, we started talking about, hey, can we build some various attractions? Can we put some lights up there? Let's do something a little different than actually just a light show. So we combined the nature portion of it, we combined the walking trail portion of it, and really just started to put the groundwork together for Russ to go to the ownership and say, this is something that we can get people from the community to come and visit.
Awesome.
Well, and I would just say it wouldn't have happened without Mark. He really pushed me. While I had the idea 5 years ago, without Mark on our team yet at that point, over the last year is when he really said, hey, we've got to do this. There's interest in this, and we can get this and build this for the community. But I would tell you that one of the biggest selling points that we had for the show was actually not just about revenue. It's not just about the Charlottesville community, albeit that's probably second selling point that I had. The first was to be able to sustain business and working hours for our staff through what are historically 2 months of the year that are the slowest, December and January. And so, when I went to ownership, as Mark said, the first selling point was to be able to do something that can bring hotel rooms and food and beverage spend, and we can get hours for staff throughout the resort to come work to be able to sustain their paychecks, right? Through 2 months that they typically would have had their hours cut. And so far, so good.
So questions coming in already for you guys. This one's coming in from Richmond. How many lights on Winter Wonder, and how long is the tour for us to see the lights? Good questions right there.
The trail itself is a little under a half mile, so it might take, depending if you've got family and kids and things like that, anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. As far as the number of lights, I know it's a lot. Russ might have the actual number. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, I think it's tough. Our guys that installed it for us, I think the number is actually just over 500,000.
Wow.
In that small little half mile area. But they said that every single light can actually change colors to several different colors. So they like to say it's millions, but the true answer is just over half million.
That's a lot of lights. People are asking for photos of Winter Wonder here on the show. Judah, we're going to put you on the spot here. Oh, look at this. You're an amazing human being. That's 10 years of working together. He knew that was coming up. I love you, Judah Wickower. Look at the screen now, guys. He's going to rotate a montage of pictures on the screen for people to watching. 3 states on the stream right now: North Carolina, Tennessee, 4, West Virginia, and the Commonwealth. Guys, and put the URL on screen if you could as well, Jude. I'm really pushing you a little bit. Thank you. And he does it with a smile the whole time. All right, Russ, get in here. You brought your 2 beautiful children to the event. I have a 3.5-year-old. There's a ton of young families going to this event. What were your kids seeing? And give us the vantage point from your children's eyes on this amazing event.
So it's interesting. My kids have been blessed to have actually witnessed the first couple of scenes of install. You've seen some of these pictures, the early pictures on our website of my family and myself, and to now, we just went yesterday again, and to see their smiles every time, and to see them grow, the smiles got bigger. Yesterday, my son said, "Dad, this is truly amazing." He literally said that like probably 5 times as we walked around the half mile, my 10-year-old. So for those that have older kids, it's still incredible. And my daughter was she was just speechless. A couple of different scenes they hadn't seen yet. The biggest was the tree. Mark, they hadn't seen the tree actually move yet. They stopped for like 5 minutes and just stared at this thing. So, and I would tell you, from working the event, our first opening weekend, we saw ages probably 3 months all the way up to mid-90s. So all ages are enjoying it, and I would tell you that the shine and especially kids' eyes is really what makes it special, Jerry.
Well done, Russ. Now I'm going to really put you on the spot here, Judah Wickower. He's rolling his head. How about a picture of the tree? And I want to get Mark's take on the picture of the tree here.
Sure.
I mean, this is a tree you can legitimately walk inside.
It is a 30-foot high tree that there's not many in the United States. Russ was selling the foundation on doing the event, and we literally had about a month to purchase this tree, and it comes in 3 different sections. And like Russ, I have an 18-year-old daughter, and I told her about the tree, and she said, I don't know, Dad, it's just a Christmas tree. When she saw it, and you can walk in, and you've got the lights on the inside, you got the lights on the outside.
The tree is on screen. Look at the screen.
Yeah.
Judah, well done. Keep going, Mark.
And she took selfies, she took pictures with her friends, and it was all over Instagram and Facebook, and it was just amazing. You're like, wow, this is pretty special. And that's our first attraction after you get through the ticketing area.
Well, and I don't even think we had 30 days. I think they called because they were at a show just for this stuff, right? Lights and theme parks and whatever, and they said, this is the only tree of its kind that actually will have programming to it. There's plenty of trees out there that people have walked through to certain degrees, but nothing 35 feet high that actually has programmatic elements inside the tree and on the outside. So as of right now, it is the only one, and we had to pull the trigger on that very quickly, and thought we couldn't pass it up.
Russell Lee giving you some props. Russ, you have done very, very well, my friend. Watching the program, 5 states on the feed and a lot of Northern Virginia watching the program here. Put in perspective, Mark, the effort that goes into this. I mean, 500,000 plus lights don't go up overnight.
Correct. Yeah, it was quite a task. We started in June of just outlining the trail and what are the different attractions we wanted. We knew we wanted to intertwine nature and not just make it a light show, kind of like a Hollywood Disney type of thing. So we've got a 15-foot boar that's lit up with some baby boar next to it that just have some beautiful photo opportunities. Starry Night has the canopy of the trees with the lights flashing down. So it's not just decorations on the trees. There literally is 10 different attractions, and as the families or individuals walk through each, you have a feel like, hey, this is really neat. They can follow the map and then end up at fire pits with s'mores and hot chocolates and drinks. And if the dads want to go inside and watch a game, we've got a big screen TV in there with nice, comfortable chairs. It really can be an experience and not just, hey, we're going to go see the lights on the trees.
Well, I think the most important part too is that with it going through January, it needed to be focused about the experience and not just holiday focused, right? Not just calling it Christmas lights. It is truly a light experience of all ages. But obviously, Santa, if you've been good, he's there, right? So he's there till Christmas Eve.
As a matter of fact, if you can go to the website, the picture of Mr. and Mrs. Claus, they've been working with Boar's Head for many years. They're probably one of the best around. And we've heard there's a shortage on Santas with COVID and everything going on. Our Mr. and Mrs. Claus are amazing. I mean, you will not be disappointed with that picture. They're first-class Santa.
Absolutely. Fellas, you guys had over 3,800 people on opening weekend. You bust your tails making this vision a reality. Then it becomes a reality, and on the first weekend, it exceeds expectations. What were you feeling when you saw opening weekend there, Russ, and the results and the popularity of the event?
I worked it personally. I was actually serving drinks at our corner bar, and I was asked several times to have somebody take my place, and I couldn't. I just was having so much fun, like just wishing people happy holidays and just seeing the smiles. It was incredible. So I think our whole team was just lit up and with big smiles, with the opportunity to just make people happy. And so we're all just, enthused that it's been as successful as it has been.
And special props to Kevin and his team that set up the market inside. Jason, our facility and engineer, he had to do a tremendous amount of work with the putting all the electrical wires underneath. They literally worked, day in and day out to get this up and running because it was literally ready just a day before the first night. So the whole team, everyone was out there and we were just thrilled. Everyone was having fun.
I mean, Jason's facilities team came through clutch. I mean, we were installing and testing the speakers for the run the day of. I mean, it was incredible. And some of us have never actually done all of that, around a half mile. I mean, the amount of speaker wire is incredible. I mean, it's probably 8,000 feet of speaker wire out there.
Sarah Friedman in Harrisonburg is asking about food for after the show. Can we pack our own or we have food to get after the show? Why don't you hit that? You have fantastic food options after the show.
We do. So, or even during, right? So actually about a third of the way into the walk, you'll actually come to what we call our greens area, which is where Mama Boar is that Mark was talking about. And we have Papito's Pizza food truck, as well as Poppin' Time kettle corn. So they've got pizza, we've got kettle corn, we've got desserts, we got all kinds of things right there at the green. But then back at the market that Mark was talking about, Boar's Head, we also have chicken sandwiches, pretzels, other, typical festival type food right there. But then we also have right upstairs with views out onto the show, we have the Mill Room Restaurant, which is impeccable. And you can get everything from fresh salads up to a prime choice steak.
Our buddy Russell Lee, and by our buddy I mean your buddy over there, he says we need some Michigan snow down here for Winter Wonder.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, Russ. It's good to see you, bud.
He's watching the program. 5 states right now on our heat map watching you guys. Dude, you got the pizza pick on screen. You're doing a heck of a job, Judah. Look at that.
I haven't eaten yet.
Hold on. Dude, good work, Judah Whittower. All right, so Mark, here's the question that I'm sure you're already thinking about. You're the fabulously talented Director of Sales and Marketing at the Boar's Head Resort. This event, wildly exceeding expectations here. It goes to January 30th. We'll tell you how you can get tickets here in a matter of moments. Now the question is it what's next? Or do you have a check it? Do you just enjoy what you've done so far?
Well, I think we enjoy right now, and we just make sure that everybody that comes has a wonderful experience. But we do have meetings set up to figure out how we can expand upon it for the future. Maybe doing some things outside of the winter time frame. So there's a lot of possibilities, and again, whatever we can do to make the experience of people either in the community of Charlottesville or Northern Virginia or all these states that are listening to the show today can come and have a great time with their family, their friends, and just enjoy the environment.
You guys are so fortunate in that you have fantastic owners with the resort and so much land to work with. I mean, gorgeous land that's very well situated. It almost seems like that the world is almost like your oyster there, Russ, with what you guys can do at Boar's Head.
Yeah, I mean, it's truly incredible. And we were actually just talking about the other day, back where the old golf course used to be, there's some really awesome opportunities as well that we're looking at engaging in some potential future events, so stay tuned. But I think, too, as Mark was talking about, we've already begun to think about, well, how do we take Winter Wander Year 1 and make it better for Winter Wander Year 2, right? What's the next scene that we're going to add? But then also, how do we engage the community differently, maybe even this year and next with a lot of the nonprofits that we work with on a day-to-day basis, so that we can truly make this an impactful thing beyond the smiles, but in different ways that really can help Charlottesville.
What's this community mean to you? How long have you lived here? What you love about living here, raising your family, your kids? I mean, you love it.
I love Charlottesville, and the people that know me, and I talked about this the other day at our leadership meeting. So I've been here 5 years now, and I'm in a lot of the hospitality and tourism boards and lots of other nonprofits that we engage with, which are really important to myself and to our team. But in hospitality, it's pretty well known that you typically move around a lot. And until Charlottesville, I did that from Georgia to Florida to South Carolina. But I've really found Charlottesville, and my family's really found Charlottesville to be an incredible community of people, and our ownership is awesome. Like you said, Jerry, it's really hard to find better, and we're truly blessed.
How about you, Mark?
I'm fortunate. I've been here almost 20 years. I lived in D.C. for almost 20 years, and nothing against D.C., but Charlottesville is awesome, especially if you're raising a family. The beauty of the mountains, the areas, the wineries, the breweries, just everything in general. It's a great place to raise a family, and I'm thrilled to be here. So I'm hoping to be here for a long time too.
This from Leslie in Richmond. She says, "I love visiting Charlottesville, and when we do visit, we stay at the Boar's Head. The Mill Room is a place that our family can enjoy, even our kids. We enjoy visiting it quite a bit. Just a suggestion: keep the peanut soup on the menu.
We'll have to relay that to our new executive chef.
Talking about suggestions, yeah. How much do you hear about the peanut soup? I mean, I'm sure you hear this a lot, don't you?
It's a staple, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, I had never, even though peanuts in Georgia are a big thing, I had never had peanut soup until I arrived in Charlottesville. But it's good. I mean, it is good. You'll have to try it.
That's so funny, Leslie. How about some of the activities and the amenities that folks can enjoy year-round while staying at the Boar's Head?
I mean, we could start off with the golf course. I mean, it's amazing.
Davis Love
redesigned, opened
Tell
last
them.
July.
Tell them.
Number 2 ranked course in Virginia?
Two best public course.
Birdwood.
And Golf Digest just released ratings yesterday. So it's hot off the press. Yeah. Number 3 best new course in America.
Wow.
Which is incredible. Only behind Tiger Woods' new course, and there's another one. I forget what the second one was, but number 3.
That's great company.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. We
just
couldn't
came out
be
yesterday.
happier.
Yeah.
And wasn't one of your, either your pro or your assistant pro, wasn't he named like retailer of the year at the Birdwood?
Our head pro, Simon Peters, was retailer of the year for Virginia. And then just
a week ago,
one of our teaching pros, Robbie Fales, was listed as the 11th best teaching pro in the state.
That's big time.
Incredible. So for the Boar's Head Golf Academy and everything at Birdwood, the golf course has truly been incredible.
How did the, for those that are asking here, a couple people asking, how did the Davis Love relationship come into play?
So one of our board members for our ownership, the foundation, knew of Davis through a resort that he had renovated the golf course at Sea Pines in South Carolina. So just had a really great relationship with Scott Sherman, their architect, main architect, and Davis. And so when they came down to interview as part of the process, it was just a natural fit. He just had a really deep passion for the land and how we could use it differently, and but keep it intact, right, without completely tearing it all up.
Jennifer's asking in Roanoke, is the spa back open?
It is.
It is. July 1st of last year is open.
Yep.
Renovated, absolutely beautiful.
Very busy. Yeah. So get your appointments well ahead of.
Yeah. Book now, Jennifer.
Yes, Jennifer, come on down, but you need to book for January at this point. It's really busy.
How about, Mark, other amenities we want to highlight?
So I don't want to forget the tennis facilities. I mean, just tennis and squash. The squash facilities are world class. The tennis facility, both indoors and outdoors, it's home of the UVA men's and women tennis team. Phenomenal. I mean, I work out most Saturdays and overlook the tennis courts, and every Saturday and Sunday they're booked with people playing tennis. Younger people, older people, lessons. The instructors we have are just amazing. If you're at all interested in tennis, that's the place to go. Pickleball's
brand new courts.
6 courts.
Yeah.
I played a lot of the courts in town. I'm going to straight up say this, genuinely mean this. You guys got the best pickleball courts in town. I mean, they're dedicated pickleball courts. They got the really good nets, not the temporary nets. No. They are marked for play, each of the courts. They got a divider going through the middle, 3 on each side to catch the ball. I mean, it's fantastic. It's the fastest growing sport in America, pickleball, and they got the facility for it. I mean, how about the kids offering? I'm learning this as a young dad. Falconry. Falconry. Yeah. So a 3.5-year-old, would he like to go falcon? You know, it's like, first, what is that? And then after they gave us the description, I'm like, yes, my son is going to do that. He was climbing an indoor rock wall at 3.5 years old.
That's awesome.
90 minutes of childcare included in the membership, which if you have, and Russ remembers these days, this is giving mom and dad a break to get away from our kid, which is great for the marriage.
Oh, yes,
for
sure.
For the marriage.
Savor.
Yeah, and dude, we went to the mill room and had a fantastic dinner while he was in childcare, and we got along. It was absolutely amazing.
You were able to reconnect.
Yes,
Jerry.
we were able to
Right.
Okay, so the man's more experienced when it comes to the marriage than I am. We were able to reconnect, and honey, you are always right, sweetheart, always right. But I mean, how about the hiking trails through the resort?
Yes.
Put those in perspective.
Well, so it was important that Winter Wanderer was a part of that. That's a big part of the trail system. That's a half mile of, I think the full trail system is 2.5 miles up to the top of Round Top and back. So 5 mile, you can get 5 miles in, whether you're a experienced trail runner or walker of all ages and experience level. So it's awesome. And we do fitness classes out there. Sometimes we bring our child care team will bring the kids out, and they do hunts for nature, and they look at trees, and they do all kinds of cool stuff. Right? Look for bugs. My kids love looking for bugs still at 8 and 10.
So do mine. My kid loves the same.
It's awesome. So. Yeah, I think the really cool thing with our resort is in Charlottesville is you have Charlottesville as a destination, right? All the cool things that the community offers. We've got a lot of really cool things at the resort, and then now bringing Winter Wander here, we've seen a lot of our guests that are coming in from out of town staying multiple nights. They might do Winter Wander for one. They'll do play golf or then go out into the community, which is awesome, right? Spending money out in Charlottesville at all the local shops and other restaurants is exactly another thing that we wanted to do with Winter Wander.
What are you thinking, Mark?
I'm thinking your son's going to challenge you to see who can climb higher on that rock wall. You better get practicing.
I like Mark's
You got to
style.
get practicing.
I like
He's going to
Mark's
be up there.
style.
Come on, Dad.
I think he can already do it. It's getting harder for Dad to get on the floor to play with son. The older I get. Timothy Cahill, welcome to the show. Andre Xavier, hello. We love you, Andre, on the program. Catherine Barrett, hello. Nicholas Erpy, the CMO of Emergent Financial Services, watching the program. Derek Schultzler is giving Russ some props right now. I'll throw this to you guys. And Roxanne Hatfield, hello. 5 states on the program and a lot of Northern Virginia. Vanessa Parkhill, welcome to the broadcast in Earlysville. Jamie Turner in Gordonsville, hello and welcome to the show. So how about this one? This is another food suggestion. Imagine that.
Chef, are you listening?
This is from Williamsburg. When we visit Charlottesville, we stay at the Boar's Head. Please ask your guests when the brunch buffet is coming back. Well, the buffet is kind of still going on, and in a little, not the same capacity, but you can still have buffet aspects during breakfast.
We do.
Had there.
Breakfast is still, we have a buffet, or you can order a la carte, but we have not brought lunch and what she's possibly speaking about, our typical Sunday brunch. We have not brought that back yet. We are still internally discussing when we can pull that off, because we don't want to bring it back until we're ready to bring it back at the standard of excellence that we used to, and due to a variety of factors.
It was the best brunch in town.
We think so.
Yeah, no, it was the best brunch in town.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So,
Yeah, and I've been to a lot of brunches, which you know from I Love
you can
CVille.
watch your page.
Yeah.
You love some food.
We go out for food a lot. It is the best brunch in town. Jeff Holland, welcome to the show. So why don't we ask that? How did you guys do with COVID? How did you guys manage with COVID?
It's been challenging. It still is, right? Now we have the Omicron variant, and so I think our team have really helped us power through. We were only shut down for about 2 months, I guess, and we were blessed enough, again, ownership, right? You speak about great ownership. They allowed us to keep the majority of our staff on payroll throughout the shutdown, in a variety of capacities, as well as when we first reopened June 26th. I remember the day like it was yesterday, because I cut the padlock off the front of our hotel, which I'd never, in all of my days working in hotels, would have ever thought I'd had to have shut the front doors of a hotel. So, but we've done great, and our team have really prioritized safety, cleanliness, and all the aspects that are very well known to make sure that our guests and our local members and the local public are safe.
We have some viewers who have attended the Winter Wander that
Yes.
are giving you guys props on the feed. Roxanne Hatfield, it was absolutely spectacular. So happy to make this year a new tradition. Thank you so much from our family for Winter Wonder. Mark, that's got to make you feel good.
That's awesome. That's
Makes
why
me
we
tingle.
did this.
Thank you.
Goosebumps.
That's awesome.
Roxanne, thank you for sharing this. This one is from Leslie. We went to opening weekend of Winter Wonder. We didn't know what to expect, but when it was all said and done, our kids were happy and talking about the light show all the way to the driveway of our house. Thank you to Boar's Head for this event. We will be back next year. Now you guys have the pressure of doing this all the time.
That's awesome. That's truly what it's all about, right? And we've heard, I know Mark has as well, that we've already heard from people that said we're going to come back again. We brought our family the first time, and now we're going to come back and do date night, right? And we were talking about it before the show started, how early on in the show night, it's very family centric, and then as you get later, 7:30, 8, it shifts to more date night, and so we're excited to bring this every single year.
Stephanie Wells Rhodes tagging her daughter Corinne, who's got a daughter of herself, and she says, Corinne Stanley, Channing would love this. I'm telling you, you guys would absolutely love it. Let's get the link on screen so people can see it. Andre has a message for Russ. Russ and his team have transformed the Boar's Head Resort. He had the vision and the skills to make this happen. Please pass this along to Russ from Andre Xavier Russ.
Thank you, Andre. Appreciate you, buddy. We're thinking about you.
Thinking about you too as well, Andre Xavier. Thoughts and prayers with your family. We love you, Andre, on this program. All right, so we'll close here. We're about 33 minutes in. He's got the link on screen if you'd like to buy tickets. Look at the screen now. Mark, you got to get to January 30th, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy some holiday fun with your family here.
Absolutely.
What do you got cooking, my friend?
Well, my daughter is a senior, so we're going to do a couple of college visits over the winter. But really, just being around the Winter Wonder, having her friends come, having people from out of town come in to visit to see it. I'm extremely proud of it, and I just can't wait to show it off, to be honest with you.
Do you guys have downtime? When is downtime? Do you ever have downtime?
It's hard.
Not in hospitality.
Yeah, that's what we are. Like we love what we do, right? And like he said, it's I was trying to not be at work last night, but I brought my kids back, and it was fun. It was just really a great time, and so. Like Mark, I'll probably be spending a lot of time at the resort, through the holidays, and then I get to celebrate my wife's birthday, December 28th. So I'll be out of town for a little bit.
Fantastic, well-earned, respite. Russ and Mark, we're grateful. The community is grateful. You guys killed this interview, absolutely on fire. Thank you. My family is going the 19th of December, guys, to enjoy this fantastic event. I cannot wait. One of my favorite things in the whole world is seeing my son experience things for the first time. And he's never seen anything like this. 500,000 plus lights with variation. Did you say it was over 8 million?
No, you're thinking Callaway Gardens. So I think with all the various lights, I think it's over like 4 million.
Over 4 million various lights. And I cannot wait to go down the trails, guys, and see him like with his eyes. Oh. I cannot wait for that.
Send us photos. We can't
Tell
wait
them to
either.
look out for the baby
awesome.
boars, too. We got a nice game out there
boars.
for the kids to find the baby boars and put down letters, and it spells something. So.
And he's going to get a picture with Santa. I cannot wait. I'm appreciative of you guys. Thank you for the time, and I hope you guys have the best afternoon ever. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
Appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Mark, you have a good one. Russ, take care.
Thank you.
Guys, get the tickets. The event is spectacular. If you're seeing the photos on screen, you will see it. Take care. Peace to see you guys. Thank you for joining us. I think this is undoubtedly the holiday event of the season and one that is going to be special for everybody. And I'm seeing the comments coming in with people asking for some questions or my take on Bronco's resignation. The UVA football coach, he surprised me and most of us in Wahoo Nation, resigning as the head football coach of this Virginia football program. You read his comments to the media in a Zoom session following the resignation announcement, and you can tell how tired and worn down and exhausted Coach Bronco Mendenhall has been. He referenced coaching during a pandemic and having to adapt to the pandemic as exhausting, and coaching in this new NCAA landscape where folks are transferring more than ever and giving extra years of eligibility. And I can understand how it's difficult for anybody to adjust to this new normal, and it impacts any space of business, and certainly college football. I thought Bronco Mendenhall did a heck of a job in his time here in Charlottesville. I thought he led the school and the program with respect and character, and was just a fantastic example for the young men in his program. Sure, we had some disappointment and some heartbreak this season. The loss to Virginia Tech was very difficult for all of us to swallow. Certainly folks like myself and you who bleed orange and blue. Beating Virginia Tech is almost an expectation, and it has not been the case over the last, say 23, 25 years. And for every difficult aspect, like the losses to BYU and Notre Dame and Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech to close the season, and I understand they're tough pills to swallow, we also got to understand that we didn't see Virginia players in the news for the wrong reasons during Coach Mendenhall's tenure. There wasn't issues with law and getting into trouble, issues with academics, and that's got to carry weight as well. And I understand as a football coach, when you're paid millions of dollars, the number one aspect of your job that you're going to be judged for is a win and loss record. It's a what have you done for me lately type of world, and I understand that. But we also have to value the character that he's created in these young men, the fact that the young men are staying out of trouble, and the fact that he led with good character, with good example. And I think Bronco Mendenhall certainly did. Now, Jerry Ratcliffe, who was my boss at one time at the Daily Progress, I went to UVA. My first job at a UVA was as a staff writer at the Daily Progress. It was finished my time at the Daily Progress as the youngest editor in the history of the newspaper and the sports department, working under Jerry Hootie Ratcliffe. Jerry Ratcliffe wrote an article last night that I read this morning that Anthony Poindexter is the logical choice to pursue as head football coach at UVA. Anthony Poindexter, a hard-hitting All-American safety at the University of Virginia, certainly known for the tackle of Warwick Dunn on the 1-yard line here in Charlottesville at Scott Stadium, where UVA football got a victory against Florida State. And I'd see Anthony Poindexter is the logical choice. The co-defensive coordinator at Penn State currently, the person he was sharing the defensive coordinator title with, just took a job as the head football coach at Virginia Tech. Anthony Poindexter, I would love if he's welcome home to the UVA sidelines. I think it would be a logical choice. It'd be incredible for recruiting. It would create a palpable buzz amongst the alumni and the fan base. Poindexter, still one of the best and most favorite football players of all time. I'd love to see a pursuit of Anthony Poindexter as the football coach at the University of Virginia, because his upside is tremendous and significant, and he's had a taste of big-time football, college football, as the co-defensive coordinator at Penn State. So time will tell. I'm with Ratcliffe, and that Poindexter would be a good pick. And then the last item out of the notebook before we close today, you have a good basketball game, an ACC opener for Virginia tonight on the ACC network. The Wahoos host the Pitt Panthers. Pittsburgh is a team that is struggling a little bit right now, 2-5 overall. Virginia's 5-3. The Wahoos are a 13.5-point favorite. 8 o'clock tip on the ACC network. I would love to see balanced scoring from this team, where we get 15 to 20 from Franklin, 15 to 20 from Gardner, Beekman and Kihei Clark contributing 8 to 12 each. The big man in the middle, Shedrick, I would love to see him flirting with the double-double with 10 and 10, and then maybe one of these guys off the bench adding 10 points, 12 points. Balance and scoring, I would love to see from this Virginia basketball team. And I understand the loss to Iowa did not go as planned, a 1-point loss on national television, but you saw in that second half the Virginia game against Iowa, how this team could play when scoring is balanced across the board. And that second half against Iowa was the best basketball the team has played this season. That final 20 minutes, the best basketball this team has played this season. And a 75-74 loss on national TV, tough, I know. But if Tony can bottle that 20 minutes of balanced scoring and scale it across the schedule, you have a team that could surprise some people this year. We don't have a superstar in the roster. There's no Kyle Guy, there's no DeAndre Hunter, there's no Malcolm Brogdon on this roster. There's no guy on this roster that can take over a ball game for extended periods of time and create his own shot and be the go-to option when the offense isn't clicking. We don't have that this year. But we do have balance, and we do have a heck of a coach in Tony Bennett. And I'm still very bullish on this 5-3 basketball team. 8 o'clock tip, ACC opener, Pitt Panthers, 13.5-point favorite, Virginia, Estanonchin. That's the program, guys. It's the I Love CVille Show, where we focus and feature the best of Charlottesville and Central Virginia. Thank you kindly for joining us on a glorious day to be alive here on the I Love CVille Network. You guys have a good afternoon. Take care.